The new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com.
You are listening to High School 510, where sports is the blame, comedy is the pilot, and the sweet Jeeba is our jet fuel. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
Aaron, what is your observation after week 3?
Once Derek Carr and the Raiders have expectations on them, they can't win. When everything go wrong, you know what the Raiders need to make a playoff run? They need another wide receiver that's not good to drive 200 miles an hour into somebody and trap them in their car. And they need their head coach to get caught saying Pedro's rubber lipping on their show. Nah, I ain't racist. I mean rubber lipping like he lies. Pedro DeMaurice Smith be rubber lipping.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and on Twitter at Horcrux Hipster. Shout out sponsorship. Also, tap in with us on our Patreon page. You can catch us on Patreon at patreon.com/High Score 510 for exclusive content and bonus conversations that don't make our regular show. Aside from that, AG3, you got any shout outs for our fantasy football league? Who is currently sitting atop our leaderboards for our High Score 510 Patreon Fantasy Football League?
Sitting on top of the leaderboard right now is G's great team, otherwise Greg. Is 2-0, but he's also tied with Broke Down Car, which is who is JJW or JW?
I think that's Jay Wolf. Shout out to Jay Wolf and Old Gray sponsorship. Come on our show. They are currently in the league. They're currently in the league and currently in the lead of our league. And they both got a shit ton of points through the first couple weeks.
They do. They got 329 and then 301. And then tied for, I don't know. Oh, and then there's a third. Wait, hold on, Jerry. I forgot about this. Jerry's World Order. Jerry Sanders is also tied for first record-wise, but he's in third because of his points.
Shout out sponsorship to DJR's team. That's me. Y'all know Jerry's World Order. If Jerry had his way, his team would be in the Super Bowl every year. However, his decision-making is a little bit erratic, and I will say that because Amari Cooper seems to be taking off in Cleveland.
And then right under him is me in fourth place, even though I got way more points than Jared for some reason. Me and the dude that's in fourth and fifth. Me and Pedro, Black Ladies Fantasies in fifth place.
Okay, so the high score representation is staying right there in the middle front end of the pack.
Yeah, we're all third, fourth, and fifth. Now, right under that is the other white meat.
Oh, shout out to Anne Marie out on the other side of the pond in Ireland.
Hanging in there, got 1-1, beat me last week.
We got an Irish person whooping some Negro booty.
Then after that is I'm the better Aaron.
Mr. Wright is not showing that he's the better Aaron. Mr. Wright is struggling. Let's just say he had some speculative draft picks that you would think would be safe picks. He's got Russell Wilson eating dog shit week to week right now.
Well, he put in Kyler Murray, who
didn't do much better.
did a little better. Stat wise, he did well for fantasy. He did better for fantasy than he did in real life.
Yeah. And then who are the final people bringing up the rear, the people that we need to shame? Because, we love our patrons, we love our fans and our friends of the show, but we got to shame them too. We shame each other. We're going to shame you.
So bring up the rear. In eighth place, all these people don't have a win yet. They're 0-2. In eighth place, we have MC Mr. Yarms.
Money.
He still has more points than you, though, Jared. Still have more points than you. And then after that is Soul Raiders, who had probably one of the worst drafts that I've ever seen in fantasy history. I've been playing fantasy since 1999, and I'll be honest, that was the worst draft I've ever seen in fantasy history.
You should have been happy. You were drafted right next to him, so you were able to pick up the scraps he left out there for you.
You know what? After the first round, I was happy because it left me getting a running back. I had to take the highest rated player. I I wanted Cooper Kupp more than that, but I had to take Jonathan Taylor. But that was the worst I've ever seen. That was worse than when Marshawn drafted Baltimore defense overall. Remember that, Pedro? The first year you guys all play fantasy, I set up a team, and Marshawn had the #1 pick and drafted Baltimore defense.
Was it a 2001 Baltimore defense?
Yeah, that was like 01, Pedro.
Or was it 01 or 02?
01 or 02. Yeah, it was like 01 or 02. It was like after. It was a year after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I remember they wasn't all that great.
They wasn't the same. They were still good.
It wasn't the same.
Still good, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And with the scoring system back then, especially back then, because it was all ever made out, a good defense on a great day would get you like 12 points, right? So he wasted the first pick. And then coming in last place, Gabe.
Ooh, Gabe Gucci, who was also sandwiched between Soul Raider, or right there to pick up the scraps after you, Aaron, was Soul Raider. I
didn't leave too many scraps for him there. Maybe I didn't leave too many scraps.
You didn't leave him the good scraps. He took the wrong scraps.
He took the wrong scraps.
I still got to give a shout out to Soul Raider, though, because Soul Raider drafted with his first 2 picks, Devontae Adams and then Derek Carr. Now, I'm not mad at Devontae Adams' pick. You know, he wasn't going to be there when it came back around to him. However, Derek Carr in the second round is like drafting.
Derek Carr have been there.
He could have drafted a CPAP machine to replace his stolen catalytic converter, and it would have been more effective. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Shout out to Soul Raider, Gabe. Shout out Stockton 209 sponsorship. Come on our show. We want to talk to you. We got some things to talk about because your team, fantasy wise, is in the doghouse, and your team, actuality wise, in real life, your NFL team is in what we would call a doghouse. Well, let's get to introducing our hosts, and we are here with.
This is AG3 coming at you faster than Geno Smith. You know, they wrote me off. I ain't right back. Looked like he wrote back when he threw that pick at the end of that game. He wrote back.
Shout out to LG for sending this morning. I said, you know what, this is going to be our new sound bites today. Here we go.
That make a man offended to war and lay a snare. You know, they try to trip a nigga up like me, you know, because I ain't following Whitey's rules.
And we are here with.
That's true word to life. I ain't following Whitey's rules either. Everyone's favorite truck driver, Captain P-Funk. I'm coming at you madder than the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator.
That fool threw a tantrum today. Oh, he threw a tantrum.
Are you laughing, biatch? You find it funny? You find it funny? Huh? Wait, you ain't talk. You ain't hear me, huh? Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit. God Almighty, you know, rule of heaven and earth and every goddamn thing in between. You understand me now?
Yes.
Every
do come. I come. That's how I come at you. Name of Jesus, damn it.
1 knee is for the team, 2 knees is for Jesus.
And we are here with.
What's up, y'all? This is Darius, 8 o'clock, aka.
Hold on, I gotta interrupt you.
Oh,
nigga, is that a railroad bell I hear in your motherfucking background, bro?
I heard that too. I was like,
bro, ding, 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 ding.
Nah, it's the max. I'm on the back. Well, first of all, just like you have a terrace, Jared, I have a backyard terrace. I'm on the terrace. The train just came by, so you can just shut up. Give me a second.
Well, anyways, continue with your introduction, brother. I'm sorry, I didn't realize the train station was that close to your spot, because typically we expect you to be on the road somewhere on some side back road or railroad paved road or something like that. You
we didn't realize you was meeting Rick in Casablanca.
No. He's looking at you, kid.
Nah, nigga, this ain't the bullet train auditions. My house is right connected next to a train station.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? It's Darius, 8 o'clock, aka smoking out with your great grandmother. Same way Jerry be smoking out with Dave Stewart's mama.
The devil is a motherfucking liar. So you know I ain't worried. Biatch.
Dude, I miss public access TV. It was so much better.
Wild.
It was better than YouTube, public access TV.
It was wild back in the day. You remember this dude, right, Darius?
I do remember him, but I thought he was bald headed. Now that I see,
he got the Chinese man's little.
He got the Shaolin Temple cut in the back.
He got that. He got that last emperor.
I'm seeing him from a whole different angle now, man, and I'm pleased.
I like how he has it looks like could be Yosemite in the background, waterfall in Yosemite in the background.
It look like what's that name of that? That's
Yosemite Fall, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he's going to a funeral or a Genuine concert.
Come on.
That's before Genuine. He might be going to a Big Daddy Kane concert, trying to get Big Daddy leftovers.
No, Aaron, this is not before Genuine. This is definitely after Genuine, but that's how bad his camera shit is.
You think it was after? Yeah, Genuine. You might be right. Genuine.
I think this is like 2008.
No, it wasn't that long.
No, this is early.
I mean, this was early. It was early
90s, early 2000s, maybe.
You know who follows him on Instagram? Mosky Walsky.
Yes. Shout out to Mosky Walsky sponsorship. Come on our show. And my name is Jared, aka DJ Art, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jart.
Next caller, me. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts. Bitch, I'm flowing straight from the survival scroll. Cut that bitch off. Next caller.
Oh, I can't believe he had a show that went on as long as it did. Shout out to, what's that dude's name?
Looking like a Jerome.
So, X. His name was Reverend X.
Reverend X. Shout out to Reverend X sponsorship, man. Come on our show. Back in 97, you was putting out bars while preaching to the peoples on public access.
Darius right. It was late 90s. So Darius right, because Genuine came out in 96.
So he was going to a Genuine concert after this, after his sermon, after his service.
Show was canceled when Don Vincent's his real name, when he removed his pants on air and requested for viewers to look for sin.
Oh gosh.
That's crazy. To look for sin? He dropped his pants to look for sin?
If you black of skin and full of sin, come forward.
In news this week, Doug Ramsey, a top executive at the plant-based food company Beyond Meat, has been charged with felony battery after biting a man's nose off outside an Arkansas college football game. What do you guys think about that?
He got tired of eating his own shit. Wanted some real meat. Got tired of eating all that synthetic shit he keep creating. Shit, let him go based on that fact alone.
Like he's been punished enough. He's been eating that shitty plant-based fake meat.
Eating that fake meat for the last 12 years. You'll be biting people's nose off. Surprised he didn't go for more fleshier parts. See, that show you. Maybe he thought he could keep it vegan by going for less fleshier parts.
It's only cartilage. It's only cartilage.
I get top of the ears and the nose, and I can still be on my Beyond diet.
Did he have that nose with vegan cheese?
It's an almond-based, almond milk-based cheese.
Probably some almond milk-based cheese that got 85 grams of carbs in it.
Well, Beyond Meat suspended him indefinitely, and the fight started inside a parking garage outside the University of Arkansas football game in Fayetteville. It was over a traffic dispute where it sounded as though another vehicle inched in front of him and maybe cut him off, trying to, condense into those lines to get out of the stadium, and make contact with the front passenger wheel of his Ford Bronco SUV. So, I think you guys got to realize that you fucking with the Ford Bronco driver, bro. They might be about a different life.
Especially if it's one of the old Ford Broncos. Like he driving that in honor of AC Collins.
Man, that's crazy. I wasn't going to tell y'all unless I bought one. But Saturday, I looked up a Ford Bronco and I requested a white one. I wanted a white one. They don't make them in white for the 4-door, so I'm out of luck. But I've been looking at one. I want to come through like my nigga OJ.
Well, I'm not black. I'm OJ.
You can't get a white one. That was one of the first ones released. Or
not in the 4-door. Only in the sport. Only in the 2-door.
Only in the sport.
Taco Pablo is here. What's up, Taco Pablo? How you doing?
TP.
Brandon,
what's up, y'all?
You played football in college and you saw the type of fans that are there. Does this attack and biting of another man's nose surprise you of happening in a parking dispute after a college football game has ended?
No, not at all, man. I think the internet has just brought to light some of these weird interactions people tend to have outside of college sports. A lot of times it's people who didn't even go to either one of the schools. Like they just decided I'm rooting for this school because that's who's playing today, man. Mm-hmm. It's wild. I always used to think like if you were at a college game, like you went to that school, like you paid them $40,000, $60,000, $100,000 that you paid for the right to root for that team. Some people were just like, nah, I never even went to college. Like I just really like
it's the only professional team in my neighborhood. It's the only professional team in my area. That's what they say.
Oh, pig silly.
I really like UNC and hitting on 19-year-olds. That's what I really like about it. Some of my best times.
It's like I keep getting older and the girls keep staying the same age. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Wrong with 19.
How this nigga too scared to bite into some meat, but will bite a nigga nose? I'm really lost on that.
It makes me wonder, is this man actually a vegan? Because if you see the mugshot of him, you could tell he's definitely, almost certainly, probably not a vegan. And that also makes me wonder, hey, these people that are
like, I was about to say we are in the day. Remember when I was in college back in the early 90s, the vegans were always like, when I remember meeting someone that was vegan, I had no idea what the fuck that was.
They just were emaciated and smelled funny.
Well, yes, exactly. They were usually super thin and malnourished because they didn't have all the options they have now, right? They had to like go home and really put some shit together. But this dude ain't no vegan. This dude.
Well, the reason why he bit somebody on the nose, he probably overpaid for that damn Bronco.
Overpaid for the Bronco and a Beyond Burger at the game. Imagine he had a college game. That Beyond Burger probably costs more than a burger in the Bay Area.
You gonna hit his $80,000 SUV that's only worth $40,000. Shit, man, too wanted to bite somebody.
Hey, yeah, for real. If that nigga paid 80 for a Bronco, I would start biting my own dick off. That nigga tripping.
I'm saying suggested it with the market rates and the way people been buying these doggone Broncos, it's like 50% over MSRP.
Yeah. What is the Kelly Blue Book on it?
Pedro's right, man. These people are going crazy for these Broncos. I ain't never seen nothing go so crazy up here, bro. It's like the new e-cigarette, or what's that shit called? What was that shit called? Juul. Like everybody got a motherfucking Bronco up here. It's wild.
Yeah, they're trying to reclaim their heritage from O.J. Simpson. Only we kill our beautiful white woman. No OJs.
That was Al Collins' Bronco, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was OJ's.
That was OJ's?
That was OJ's Bronco.
OJ. Another question for Brandon, though, along this college football line. What was the wildest thing you saw happening in the crowd from the sidelines? Or just being a spectator watching a college game? What was the wildest thing you had seen from college fans?
I don't know if the wildest thing. The thing I remember the most, we were playing SMU one year, right? Southern Methodist University in Texas.
Oh, they paid Eric Dickerson a whole lot of money, I heard.
Oh man,
a whole lot of money. He had the Antonio Brown.
Well, you want to see 30,000 people mostly screaming the N-word at people, like that is the craziest environment you will be in. And I remember one of my teammates turns around and say, "Man, I thought this was a Christian school." And they all turn around. Fuck you. Fuck you.
That is Christian.
SMU's the Christian. It's my Southern Methodist.
The Southern Methodists also were the ones who did slavery.
But SMU didn't have all the Christian rules. Like Baylor, I was applying to Baylor, and it had the craziest Christian rules. Like on your application.
Aaron, that's the naturalization papers to go to Texas. That's what it's like. It's like you want to come to Texas, you're gonna need to answer some of these questions.
No, they have rules that make me say, how the half these football players get in here? They're not abiding by these rules.
And they didn't.
Exactly. You just had to have a town sheriff who was well connected and well greased.
Just to let you know, Pedro, it was Al Collins' Bronco. He was the owner of the Bronco.
In other news, the FDA has a warning for the TikTok generation. Brandon, I know you're a part of that now. to not use bright blue or over-the-counter medications as marinade, even if social media challenges you to do so. This is after the NyQuil chicken challenge has taken off, where teens are prompted to marinate and cook their chicken in NyQuil. What do you guys think about that?
Only way you're gonna get these kids to cook anything or do anything.
I mostly think this is a side effect of all these kids growing up without health insurance. If they had health insurance, they would have had NyQuil in the house already and know that this is medicine and not food.
I don't know if it's, I think they know it's not medicine. I think they also like doing ignorant shit, like when they was smoking Twixes and shit. Like that was a real thing for a while.
Tide Pods.
Yeah, or chewing Tide.
It's just an ignorant generation, man.
It's like we was gonna
like
back in the day. It was like, oh yeah, I'm staying out past curfew. I might do some drugs or have some underage sex as a teenager. Now they're like, I'm trying to kill myself.
All live. You know whose fault this is, bro? The person whose fault this is Post Malone. This is a Post Malone generation.
They got a rapper, a little white rapper named Lil Xan.
Come on, man.
And he went to rehab.
Post Malone looked like he
I was shocked.
Lil Xan wasn't white, was he?
Yeah, he was. Or he's like got some Latino in him, I think, but he's mainly white. He's a little white boy.
Post Malone definitely looks like he eats like fried chicken NyQuil sandwiches, man.
Come on. He gonna need him after that fall on stage last week. They said that there's been a trend of teens going to the hospital for overdoses of diphenhydramine, which is one of the brands of Benadryl. But so they've been seeing that, and kids are saying they're having hallucinations and getting high off these different cough remedies, which is not a surprise. We all know that, you know. But now they're saying that if you cook it, the vapors from it can potentially cause you to have, you know, some adverse effects and damage your lungs, while also changing the chemical compounds of the liquid or the cough syrup that you're cooking. And so if you ingest that, it could even have other effects on you. So you're playing with a real chemical ticking time bomb, so to speak.
Yeah, meth.
It's like, this is the precursor to methamphetamine use. Hey, little crackers gonna be doing meth. They smoke Twix, they marinate their chicken in cough syrup. You know, I honestly blame Kraft instant macaroni and cheese, because I think these kids are like, if it's not bright colored and it don't cook real quick, I don't think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, so I don't know if we can blame Kraft here.
Man, I seen a dude
for fucking 40,
that
50
shit is
years.
That powdered cheese sauce is disgusting.
That shit been older than all of us on this show.
You know how much, you know the percentage of a bottle of Tabasco I gotta use to make that shit palatable?
Don't matter. But what you saying is that you're gonna blame Kraft because it's bright.
It's irredeemable.
And I'm telling you, it's been bright for over 70 fucking years, since World War II when the shit came out. Whenever
it's like, you guys can have Tang or Tang on your noodles.
All these experiments look like an episode of Peppa Pig. Like, the food they've been making is wild, dog. It's like blue chicken, like purple fucking shit that they're smoking. Tide Pods, like one of her little candy snacks.
I got a good one. Who you taking? NyQuil chicken or the spread?
Oh, spread all day, bro. Spread all day. What do you
NyQuil chicken?
I'm taking the spread. I'm taking the spread with the oysters.
That shit look disgusting. Everything in that spread looked disgusting. And anything that come out prison ain't good. We ain't got nothing good from prison. There's been nothing good. Game banging in prison.
The thing about spread is it's a user's choice. Like, we can go in your freezer and whatever you have, that could be your spread.
You got a lot of cool fruit in there. It's like cubed up
watermelon. Watermelon spread. You could do a fruit spread.
There's a dude on TikTok that's getting famous for his spreads.
Nothing good come out of prison.
Brandon, who you taking, the spread or NyQuil chicken?
So I'm very unfamiliar with the spread. I need somebody to explain this.
That's good. You should stay unfamiliar with it. Stay unfamiliar, Brandon. Do not get familiar with this. Need to.
Just TikTok here, Brandon. A lot of people making clout off them doggone spread.
Brandon, it's a ramen
prison food leftovers, Brandon.
It's a ramen burrito made out of your imagination. All right, just think about it like that.
Yeah, he wants you to be out there with Robin Williams and that little Filipino boy Rufio doing imaginative eating. That's what he wants you to be doing.
Someone has a severe caca mouth. Do you know that?
Mong tongue.
Math tutor.
Pinhead.
Prison barber.
Mother lover.
Nearsighted gynecologist.
In your face, camel cake.
In your rear, cow derriere.
Lying, crying, spying, prying, ultra pig.
You lewd, crude, rude, bag of pre-chewed food dude.
Lingerie, Peter! You man! Stupid man!
Oh, I see. Okay. No, I'm good, man. I'm good at all this.
Exactly.
You gotta choose one. Who you taking, Brandon? The spread or NyQuil chicken?
You know, I feel like the spread because I can also buy some Pepto-Bismol and an enema to help me.
Can I make I can pour Pepto-Bismol on my NyQuil chicken.
Yeah, Aaron's like,
you definitely got to drink boiling hot. You got to drink boiling hot water after you eat spread because that's the only way that shit gonna come out.
Yeah, otherwise you get what they call a cheese log in your colon.
Yeah, exactly.
Brandon, the spread is short for prison spread. It's a prison food, but you know, to each its own. I can see why it's tasty, but NyQuil chicken sounds like I can manage that. It's got protein. It's gonna. I can work out afterwards with it. Maybe well afterwards, but I'll be able to get some gains with it. Oh, we're here for another installment of Mr. Varnado's Neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Brandon's got some neighbors. Could you shit in my yard? Oh, yes. Won't you be my nigga?
So I'm in the grocery store and the clerk is like maybe a dude in his 60s. And he's flirting with the girl he's checking out. And all I heard was like, man, I've been married 4 times, 1 divorce. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Maybe
calculation was a little bit off. Yeah, maybe that. I would wonder how they died because we need to figure out this man killing off his collecting insurance policies and shit, or just
maybe.
I don't know, man. The math on that always is terrible. I mean, listen, 4 marriages, 1 divorce. That's wild. 4 divorces, 1 marriage. That's even crazier. Wow.
Maybe he's still married to 1. Mm-hmm. 1 was divorced. Mm-hmm. 1 died. 1 was annulled.
Yeah, or
maybe.
Yeah. Or 1 was in another country.
None of it sounds good. Like, oh man, the first one was.
Hey, was he our color?
No, he was white.
Beautiful white man.
Oh, was he?
Maybe they renewed their vows twice and then got divorced. Same lady.
It was very sweet. I married her when she was 16. It was legal when I married her when she was 18.
And then after I cheated on her, I said, listen, when you turn 21, we're going to do this again, girl.
Come on. In other news, Bill AB 2188 makes it illegal for employers to discriminate against employees for their cannabis use in their personal lives, which takes effect January 1st of 2024. What do you guys think about that?
Is that a state bill or a federal bill?
I think it's a state bill. It was signed into.
You're talking. There's 3. Me and you, the only motherfuckers in this state.
True. Another reason why these niggas should stop trying to act like it's tight to be outside of state. Adarius smoke at the train tracks. Brandon got niggas that can't tell the difference between 4 and 1 and how to do the proper calculations. And Pedro's a racist. We the only woke niggas here, Aaron.
All AB laws are all state laws. It's all made up by them damn liberals.
That is hilarious.
I need that now. I was looking to get a part-time job at the airport for Hawaiian Airlines. They need people to work their desks on weekends. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Hey, if that gets free
they
flights,
give you free flights to Hawaii.
Let's go.
They said they want you to understand. Here's the problem. It said drug tests at the bottom. I said, oh, shit. If only I would apply for that job a year ago.
And only drugs you doing is the CPAP.
Yeah, but Jared slipped some hash or slipped some tinking on a CPAP machine.
Shout out to Alien Labs. That's what I'm on today. Darius, what are you token on today?
Blunt, because he black?
Yes, I am. Those are all correct. I'm smoking on, let's see, premium animal cookies by Pacific Grove.
Oh, sounds tasty.
Pacific Mountain, sorry.
Oh,
Darius, why black people smoke blunts?
Because they look like us, nigga. I don't know. Much rather smoke something brown than something white.
I used to be on the Black Panther diet when I didn't eat nothing white. That's not the same.
I smoke blunts because when I'm done, it makes me sound like Sidney Poitier.
What do you guys think about the fact that in California, at least for you weak suckers that ain't here no more because y'all want to just up and move, or Pedro, you get a pass.
I moved to a Christian state.
Praise white Jesus.
All the Christian states really moved to. That is not one.
One knee is for the team, two knees is for Jesus.
I don't know what y'all heard about Oregon, nigga, but it is a Christian state. I mean, Portland is liberal, nigga. Everywhere else, it is God country.
First of all, white man, let me say that I love you, honor you, envy you, enjoy your smell, and I celebrate you in the name of white Jesus.
I don't know because
you know what I think it is. I think y'all fools from the Bay Area. There's not a lot of religion in the Bay Area. I mean, there's religion, there's spirituality. There isn't a lot of like true church culture in the Bay Area. Like if you, the religious states are the South. That's the religious states in this country. The true religious states where shit don't open on Sunday and where they have the whatever it's called, provocational or whatever before their college football games.
Yeah, anybody that claims they're like a devout religious person, but also is a libertarian, they full of shit. Like,
exactly.
I'm so tied to everything, but I don't want to be tied to nothing. Give me my free.
Give us free.
My question is, when you guys entered your new states of beautiful whiteness, as Brandon moved to North Carolina, Doris moved to Oregon, and Pedro's been living in hell since what,
2005.
2005. Did you have to, swear an oath in front of the state capitol and say this?
I said, women, I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
Pedro been delivered.
I've been delivered. Hey, no, in Arizona, it's a strong lesbian community, and they're also very successful here in Arizona.
You said it like you can't walk into town unless you're lesbian.
Yeah, I love lesbians. Lesbians are great.
Yeah, I know a wonderful church down there on Main Street, but they won't marry you if you're a lesbian. Not that I have anything against lesbians. I love lesbians.
Lesbians is cool.
It's true. There's nothing wrong with little bingo, little cunnilingus. Ain't never hurt nobody.
They're the best part of the LBGQ community.
I like how you left the T out that motherfucking Pedro.
Because that's how racist Pedro does. I like that. No equality.
Hey,
LBGQ.
Hey, man.
LBGQ.
Hey, man, all I need you to say is something about Jewish people, and I think I win Pedro racist bingo this week, man.
We'll get there eventually.
No, I'm not saying anything bad about Jewish people.
Especially a Rosh Hashanah being tomorrow. Don't say shit, Pedro.
Shit, I'm not saying never.
Don't ruin it for everybody.
Jewish people gave me my break in overtime. They used to give me all the overtime I wanted. So I'm never gonna say nothing bad about no Jewish guy. Never.
He was the only dark person who knew how to drive a truck.
They gave me money. They gave me money like they gave black actors in the 70s.
Brandon, I'm like two letters off on my bingo. I'm just waiting for this nigga to get a blue line sticker.
He gonna get a thick blue line.
He gave me another bingo when he bought the Jesus fish.
Shit.
Jesus Fritz, I say tolerate on it.
Yeah.
Tolerate Jesus and no one else.
No, this is all just Pedro's opinion.
Jesus Christ, love, family. Pedro, where's that thing, Jared?
Love, peace, education, tolerance of others. Jesus.
There you go. Pedro has absolved himself.
Love the South.
Why did he say Jesus last?
I love the South, Jesus, because it's the South, Pedro. I always picture Jesus wearing wearing like a tuxedo T-shirt, so that way he's like, I'm here to party, but I'm classy too.
In sports, the list for the NFL Hall of Fame eligible players was released this past week. Notable first ballot players are Shane Leckler, former punter of the Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Joe Thomas, Jari Evans, Dwight Freeney, Darrell Revis, Navarro Bowman, James Harrison, Elvis Dumervil, Mike Tolbert, Tom Bahali, John, my favorite coon, Cam Chancellor, Chris Johnson, DeMarco Murray, Jairus Byrd, Ahmad Brooks, Blair Walsh, Carson Palmer, TJ Ward, Eddie Lacy, Ultra and Vernon, Lawrence Timmons. These are all Brian Cushing. Shout out sponsorship. Carlos Dansby, D'Angelo Hall, Julius Thomas, Terrence Newman, Ryan Shazier, Matt Forte, Jay Cutler, Cedric Pierman, Eric Wood, Cliff Averill, Paul Puzlesny, Eric Weems, and Martellus Bennett.
Can you share your screen with all these names with it?
Oh, my bad. I thought I was.
Remember that shit?
My bad. Sorry, guys.
Wait, College Hall of Fame? Or?
No, the NFL Hall of Fame.
They should cut. That's the first cut, Pedro. That's just the first list. They'll trim it down. And I would tell you this: they could trim that shit down to 3 names right now.
What are your 3 names that should be either locks or
top of the list?
The 3 on top
of the list is Leckler, Joe Thomas, and Jahari Evans. And Jahari Evans is a maybe. Oh no, Darrell Revis is in. And Jahari Evans is my maybe.
And Dwight Freeney's in.
Dwight Freeney shouldn't be in.
Why, Aaron?
In the sports social justice system, subjects are debated by 2 separate yet equally important groups. The sack riders, who'll invest in any rhyme or reason to justify their fandom.
I don't give a fuck.
And the player haters, who'd persecute their own grandmother or even their unborn child if they offended them.
Y'all stay deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
These are their debates.
He doesn't like White. No, you tell me why.
He was not that impactful. Go look at his numbers. He don't have the numbers.
He don't have the numbers.
He don't have sack. All he did was sack. He didn't get any tackles. All he did was sacks, and he didn't get that many. He had like 2 good years. He had like 2 great years. Look him up. Let's go, Jared. Look up. Look it up.
No, he just don't like Dwight Freeney. He does not like Dwight Freeney. And you talk,
that's
fine, man.
Hey, you don't like Dyke Freeney.
Dyke Freeney. No, this is Aaron. He got some kind of thing against Dwight Freeney. I never understood.
He wasn't that good, man. But
he had one of the most devastating moves as an edge rusher, though. I'll give him that.
He invented that move.
Yeah. Led him to have a total of what 60 sacks for his career.
How many?
It was 125.
125 sacks.
That's not that high. Go look at the all-time career sack numbers.
Okay.
Look at the all-time career sack numbers. Look where he fall in. Before we want to say
that's averaging like 12 a season, bro. That's pretty high, Aaron.
Exactly.
Go look at all-time sack.
Bro, why he don't like this?
I mean, we're not talking about all-time
Aaron. So Aaron Donald just got a ton of sack today.
He's 20. He's 26.
I'm gonna tell you why Aaron don't like Dwight Freeney. He slept with Star.
Come on, dude. See over here name dropping.
Latisha. These are all Aaron's girlfriends in high school. He slept with all of them. Took him.
Dwight Freeney was an amazing fucking pass defender too. Like, don't forget like how many fucking pass blocks he jumped up and fucking knocked down his career. That's not gonna be a stat that's on there, bro.
So
like,
would you say that Jared Allen's a Hall of Famer?
Jared Allen is a Hall of Famer.
He ain't in the Hall of Fame yet.
Well, but he's a Hall of Famer.
He don't like Dwight Freeney.
I don't know. He was just overrated, man. He didn't impact the run. He didn't impact the run, and he didn't do shit.
Him and Bob Sanders was the only two people playing.
So you gonna put Bob Sanders in the Hall of Fame, that weak ass nigga too?
No, he wasn't on the field. He was only on the field for a season, if that.
The Hall of Fame is supposed to be exceptional. These are your exceptional players.
I don't like him because he slept with my ex-girlfriend.
See, now we're at the point where we're letting in people who were good players, but not exceptional. How many All-Pros did he make?
Dwight Freeney was an All-Pro 3 times.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Come on, Aaron. Stop it.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Not in Aaron's book.
Not a Hall of Famer. That's not a Hall of Famer, man. It's the Hall of Fame, not Hall of Good.
So
my question is, it's the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Good.
Let's get to it. So Dwight Freeney is the Hall of Famer to you. First ballot Hall of Famer. That I feel as though Aaron is okay with Dwight Freeney making the Hall of Fame eventually, but not a first ballot like lock.
Maybe not even eventually.
Not even eventually. I think
we're to the point now where we're letting in players that were good players, and they were good, and they impacted their team, and they were part of a good team, and they might even won a Super Bowl. They might have been competitive for 7 years or so, right? Do like baseball. Some years only one person go in.
Dwight Freeney is the 18th ranked all-time sack guy. Ricky Jackson.
No, he's not good. Aaron's right. He is not good. 18 is terrible.
18 is not terrible. It's
but if you look at everyone,
Ricky Jackson, he's down there with Ricky Jackson. Was Ricky Jackson?
We're talking about
you saw Ricky Jackson.
We're talking about 18 sackers over time, over history.
I watched Dwight Freeney win playoff games.
Listen,
Aaron, throwing interceptions left and right.
Aaron, if you had the 18th longest dick in the world, right? You'd be very high up there. If you had the 18th,
that could be Hall of Fame worthy dick.
That's Hall of Fame worthy dick. I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
Yeah, you can have Hall of Fame worthy dick and be middle of the whole world.
Come on, Aaron, man. You just want to hate on this nigga, bro.
I would say for Dwight Freeney, the one thing that he did, especially if you look, he played 15 years. At the end, he was done. But there was a period about the first decade of his career, about 7 to 8 of those years, he was able to say, y'all don't got to blitz. Even though we got mediocre secondary and mediocre linebackers,
Thank you.
all y'all got to do is play your cover
man.
2 set, and I will get enough pass rush on myself. Hopefully these other motherfuckers can do it too. And then he got Robert Mathis.
Go watch the games and look. All he did, he came very wide. Look at how many times holes were left in that side running. That's one reason why teams were able to run against.
You can say that about.
I can say that about Simeon Rice. Simeon Rice, the same thing. He came wide.
You say
in a Tampa
what happened, Aaron?
And people ran all over that side.
We was watching this game when Bruce Smith was getting.
You don't think that Bruce Smith, Tony Baselli game, one fucking game.
Man, he was getting
one fucking game.
No. They was running up his side because they knew he was gonna blitz.
It was hard to run on Bruce Smith.
Fred Taylor was out there getting 130 yards on his side.
See, I knew it. You was gonna. I knew. See, before he said it, what did I say, Jared? He was gonna say the goddamn Jaguar game. I knew exactly what game he talked about. Which tells you, Pedro, I know a lot about football. Which tells you I know a lot about football.
No, you hate. You like to pick and choose where you want to hate.
No, I know a lot about football. That's how I knew before you said it. You was gonna name that one fucking game. And Tony Baselli had a great game against Bruce Smith that game. But Bruce Smith was hard as hell against the run. He was not no Dwight Freeney and Simeon Rice. I can run on those fools.
In other news, Bruce Smith was upset that the majority of Tony Baselli's candidacy to be in the Hall of Fame is because of that one game against
that one fucking game. He didn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Bruce Smith's like, just because he had one good game against me don't mean.
This is people that don't believe it should be in the Hall of Fame. And Aaron's gonna have a piss fit. Kurt Warner, Tony Baselli, and Terrell Davis, not Hall of Famers. They didn't play long enough.
Terrell Davis, I can see. Yes, I was against Terrell Davis going to Hall of Fame. I was like, I understand he had this unbelievable career, but it was cut short. It happens, right?
Right.
But is Kurt Warner not in the Hall of Fame?
No, he had 3 good years.
Oh shit, he lost your fucking mind.
3 good years.
He had 3 good years in 2 different teams.
Why they lost?
He had 3 good years with different teams.
Is Bo Jackson in the Hall of Fame?
No, Bo Jackson not in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Exactly.
But Gale Sayers.
That's why I don't.
His career was.
He was also cut short for injury.
That's what people they love it. Kurt Warner, I love the guy.
Kurt Warner should be in the Hall of Fame, Pedro.
No, he threw too many interceptions. Nope.
Go look at his numbers.
Nope. Brett Favre shouldn't be in there.
You got to put up some numbers.
Oh shit! Hold on. I don't know, man. It's hard to do, man. I'm listening to y'all argue. This is fun.
Nah, man. The thing about Kurt Warner is people talk about
to be in the NFL on his emotions.
People talk about the yards after catch making Kurt Warner Hall of Fame.
Man, they have that much yak, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna tell you a guy that's a Hall of Famer, but he's kind of an overrated Hall of Famer. But he's a Hall of Famer. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald's best years were under Kurt Warner. After that, all his total numbers were because he just stayed around and was kind of mediocre. He didn't have a single year where he went over like 12,000 yards after Kurt Warner left. He didn't do none of that. But he stayed around long enough.
He played for the Cardinals.
He played for 25 years. There's a lot of Hall of Famers that played for the Cardinals.
He played for a long time. He was a compiler.
He was a compiler. He was a compiler.
But he did ball. No. Before he got Kurt Warner, he balled. He was tight before Kurt Warner.
3 years. And then put up the all stats here. Go down.
He's right here. It's 2-time All-Pro.
Look at that.
4-time Pro Bowler.
He was 2-time MVP, Jared.
He was only in the league. He was only in the league for like 8 years, bro. That's amazing.
He is 2 MVPs, Pedro. Come on, man.
He was only in the league for like 8 years, Aaron.
Kurt Warner put up numbers.
Yeah, I know the game was a little different then, but he threw for 40 touchdowns only once in his career.
The game was different. Nobody was going.
I'm just saying.
I said the best years of Kurt Warner that was with the Rams, and I loved it.
He threw for 4,000 yards only 3 times. He had.
It was a different league, Jerry.
It was a different league. Now
I'm just breaking down the stats. I'm breaking down the stats. He threw 40 touchdowns only once, over 30 touchdowns 2 other times.
I'm looking at the big hole in the middle, Jared. there's a giant hole of his stats right in the middle.
But then when he was injured,
2002.
Yeah, and then he had a period of time where it
So
was 1,
was
2,
Terrell
3, 4,
Davis.
5 years. 5 years where he was injured.
2005, he only started 10 games.
Terrell Davis is a Hall of Fame.
He only started 10 games in 2005.
Yeah, he started less
So
than
that's
10
when
games.
he took the free agent contract with Arizona. He was behind Matt Leinart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But then he took the job and never gave it
that
back.
makes sense. No, it makes sense. So what I'm saying is that it makes sense that like, but he had 2 really, really good years.
Can you scroll down and compare those Troy Aikman numbers, Jared? I understand it was a different year.
All right, so here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. It was a different time, but at the same time,
Aikman's a Hall of Famer that people don't question.
Hold on. Well, he has 2 more Super Bowl wins than him. So, and like you could say, it was all the defense or all the run
It was
game.
the whole team.
Yeah, the whole team was tight. But anyways,
he didn't even finish the Super Bowl.
The Rams team was tight. The whole Rams team was dope.
The Rams are good. But he had a 5-year hiatus, and then he had another 3 resurgent years, 2 which were 1 which was really good, and then 2 that were just solid. No, hold on. Hold on.
Men lie, numbers don't.
I'm just saying is that I can see why Pedro's
I remember you said that, Aaron.
He went to 2 Super Bowls, but he had three above par years. 1 was injury marked.
2 MVPs. I don't see.
I know.
Aikman was never all pro, just to let you know.
Well, because he's playing against
Pro Bowl.
He's going against Joe Montana and Steve Young and those motherfuckers.
Let's just go down because Troy Aikman was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. 25 touchdowns. Look at that.
He only threw over 20 touchdowns 1 time in his career. Men lie, women lie.
Hey man, when you got Moose Johnson and Emmitt Smith in the background, in the back of your field, you don't gotta throw the ball in.
Yeah,
Terry Bradshaw.
He only threw over 3,000 3 times.
Terry Bradshaw.
Troy Aikman is not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Actually, Aaron's right. So Terry Bradshaw don't belong there.
Neither does
Don't look at Terry Bradshaw numbers, though,
Go.
Pedro. They're more than this. Terry Bradshaw had larger numbers than Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman did not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I'll be honest with you. Not a Hall of Fame.
That's a lot of Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the 60s.
But that's what I'm saying. You want to compare Kurt Warner.
But he did lead the team to 3 Super Bowls.
Let's think about the team he led. That was the dynasty that became a dynasty that had great management at the time, not anymore. Great coaching at the time, not anymore. Had all these things going for it. Kurt Warner took a team from worst to first with the Rams that weren't supposed to win shit. What did they say when the 49ers Rams went to go play 49ers that year? Same old sorry Rams. That was the third game. But they had
a bad genius, Mike Martz.
Narrative is not a number stat. You're not allowed to use that in this argument anymore.
Same old sorry Rams. But
anyways,
using the number stat though, Brandon, would you say that Troy Aikman, Kurt Warner's career numbers wise was better than Troy Aikman's?
I would rather be Troy Aikman.
I'd rather win 3 Super Bowls than to be like, yeah, I got another MVP.
You know what? Me being a Rams fan, I'll tell you this: Kurt Warner, like I said, sit at the head of my table any day because he took a shitty ass Rams franchise on his shoulder.
Nah, but that coaching staff and that was Dick Vermeil. That GM department, they put together a tight ass team.
It was a burnout. When they hired him, everybody was like, why did they hire him?
I like Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner's one of my favorite quarterbacks. They was going to win that with Trent Green.
They were, but they didn't. They won it with Troy.
They got cheated.
Kurt Warner, yeah.
They won it with Kurt Warner, and no one thought that Kurt Warner would win it. And look at the per game numbers right there.
Like Aaron said, he can sit.
I'm not comparing him to we're just talking about Kurt Warner. I'm talking about Kurt Warner. Let's down this list.
I'm saying
this is what
Pedro telling me, and you guys are telling me he don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And I'm saying with Troy Aikman there.
I can see
Troy Aikman there.
See, here's the thing. Can you tell the story to NFL without was it?
You can tell it without Aikman. You can't tell it without.
No, that's a biased fan view because you can't.
That's a biased question.
No, it's your quote of what you said about telling. I'm using your quote to say about telling the story to NFL. Okay, so you wouldn't leave out Troy Aikman in the Dallas Cowboys, would you?
How you gonna attach Dallas Cowboys to it? Tell how many movies they made off of Troy Aikman's career.
Hold on.
How many movies? Answer that question.
Michael Oren in the Hall of Fame. He would be in the Hall of Fame now right now.
That movie was about Michael Orr. It's about Sandra Bullock, and you know that.
If
Sandra Bullock's in the Hall of Fame.
If Kurt Warner's wife spreaded her legs in front of Aaron, he'd eat the coochie.
He eat the coochie right now. That beautiful mini Brigitte Nielsen looking skeezer.
She actually look good now.
In other news, Ime Udoka had an inappropriate yet consensual relationship with a Boston staffer. Speculation has run rampant this past week. Well, we are all ignoring the fact that Brett Favre stole upwards of $8 million from poor people, robbing the hood. Anyways, aside from that, the juicy shit is that Ime Udoka is also engaged with Nia Long, and Black Twitter is not happy. What do you guys think about that?
When is Black Twitter ever happy?
They was happy when the
that part right there. That part right there.
Well, anyways, what do you guys think about Ime Udoka cheating on Nia Long at work?
Oh, so we're not talking about what the Boston Celtics did. We're just talking about him cheating. All right, I'll stick to that part first. Hopefully, we'll get into.
Sorry. He was subsequently suspended for 1 year, with his job security being decided at a later date, but he will be suspended for the 2022-23 season.
Which means he's probably getting fired, or he probably gonna quit. One of those. So
Sorry,
I think you're leaving out one of the rumors that came, not rumors, but one of the things that's been reported is that was that the team found out back in like July. They told him we know now, even though it's consensual, you know the rules and all that, so to stop it. So basically, they stopped it, and then he kept on with his unwanted advances, is what they said.
But he was cheating on Nia Long, right? That's what I care about.
Yeah, he was cheating on Nia Long.
Okay, that's what matters.
Quote Pedro, I play Call of Duty. Everyone making a big deal of him cheating on Nia Long. Well, like what make her so special that she can't get cheated on? He said it worse than that. I'm ginger.
I'll say it for you.
Say it, Pedro.
All them funky hoes think they pussy don't stink.
They think they too good to get cheated on.
All them hoes get cheated on. You ain't never
exactly.
Just part of the numbers.
And I don't know the reason. Like someone young contacted me this week and was like, "So does that mean her pussy's trash, Aaron?" I said, "It don't mean that. It means they got a kid, they got life. Maybe he's not getting any, right? And maybe
I'll tell you what it means. I'll tell you what it means. It means
Patty has some big ass titties.
Mm-hmm. Some guys, like the guys on this show, all the married guys on this show, can be faithful." Except for Pedro, can be faithful.
Hey, you said can be, and we are faithful.
We are faithful. Excuse me, Brandon. I didn't know I had to be that strong on myself.
No, his original statement was true. It was true because he was saying they can be faithful. It didn't mean that you weren't. It just means
I mean you're not.
Maybe one or two, but maybe mainly one is not.
I'm saying you two could be faithful and Pedro can't.
Brandon and Adarius are very good. They're the example of black man. You know, those are the type of black men that we need in the family. Black.
Hey, hold on. Just because you cheat don't mean you ain't a bad man. My dad cheated on my mom, and I don't know how many times, but he was a good dude.
He's also a great man. He's a great man.
He raised all his kids. He made sure they paid. They had no wants.
Right.
Even the one outside the family, in the middle of the family.
Right. And that's why I always preach.
He must have had some good dick because he's able to cheat on my mom and able to have 2 more kids after. Say it together.
Do any of y'all know what a BBC is? No! You don't want to know. It does much damage.
That man, but they must have called him Sweet Dick Willie.
What's wrong with your freaking brain here, Scott?
Come on, man.
Anyway, Jared, I mean, put it like this. You know, it's funny. I've been talking to people and they've been saying, like, why would he get suspended for a year? You know, corporations do this all the time. They have different writings in your contracts, no fraternizing anybody at work. If so, you have to disclose it beforehand. I've been arguing with people that's been like, well, I think he got suspended for a year because he's black. And then I'm like, no, it's happened to white people. I'll give you some examples. Steve Phillips, remember the former general manager in baseball with the Mets? The same shit happened. He fraternized, slept with someone, had a consensual sexual relationship with, they even dropped her name, unlike the Celtics who were hiding the garden of clothes. Mm-hmm. But he did it with her, got fired from the Mets, went to ESPN. He was a great GM with the Mets, and he was even a better broadcaster and analyst breaking down MLB tonight. He was great, but he did the same thing and got fired from ESPN. Jeff Zucker, the boss of CNN, same thing. Resigned over, what started as a consensual relationship. One party wanted to stop, usually her, and then he went into him. It was consensual though, but he got fired. Same thing because they had it in writing. They had a part of the contract, couldn't do it. And so that's my thing. It's not a black and white thing. It's a money thing. It's a corporate thing. They got to save themselves, especially after Isaiah Thomas ran loose in New York Knicks, basically creating a toxic workplace by fucking everybody.
Do you all think that he should be fired for this offense? And what are we gonna do to support Nia Long?
Well, the way I'm supporting Nia Long is tell her to get in line with the rest. My mama been cheated on, Beyonce been cheated on, my wife been cheated on. I'm only saying it because she brought by. So many stars have been cheated. Sandra Bullock,
Jennifer Aniston.
Who you can think of the most prominent? Queen Elizabeth,
Queen Latifah.
Well, she got cheated on by another woman, but we all been cheated. I mean,
Kim Kardashian,
the best booty in the world, supposedly.
Like Pedro said, I don't know why we acting like Nia Long too good to get cheated on. And I love Nia Long. I love Jones. I love Nia Long. You know, and I'm not saying she should have got cheated on, but let's stop acting like the fucking sky is falling because she got cheated. How can you cheat on Nia Long? You acting like goddamn like Mary Magdalene just cheated on Jesus Christ. Like, oh damn, that bitch slept with Joseph. That sick bitch. She was for Jesus. Like, right? That's the way they acted. Like some shit like that, right?
Brandon, how do you feel about it? What is your?
That's literally. I think he definitely should get fired because what I've read and heard, like, yeah, it just puts the organization in a bad position. I mean, people date at work all the time. But if someone showed up to the workplace, whether or not it was consensual to start, if they ended it and she feels uncomfortable at work, she's not going to sue Ime Udoka. She's going to sue the Celtics.
Yes.
And she's going to sue them for millions of dollars. So he has to go if he can't keep it under control. That's when they have to step in, man. That's why most corporations want to know when those kind of things happen. So they know, like, all right, cool. You guys both understand that both of you guys are going to get fired if this interrupts the workplace. Some people look for romance at work. A lot of jobs people do. It's very common, and a lot of people met their spouses at work, and it's great. But yeah, man, I think from a business standpoint, like you can't just necessarily just brush that off to the side. You can't have somebody harassing somebody else at work in that way.
Do you think that Nia Long and Ime Udoka are swingers? They was trying to get that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith on, and they got a little nasty.
No, I don't think that happened at all, Jared. No. That's a nice try, but you know what? You know what's telling for me is Matt Barnes. So Matt Barnes came out on his show. On his show, he came out and said he stands by Ime Udoka. I know the dude. I stand by him 100%. If he says consensual, he was like, I ain't fucking with the Celtics. Fuck the Celtics. They're a trash organization. Anyone asks me about the Celtics, I'll tell them not to go there after the way they doing Udoka. He was just 100% behind. He even tweeted it out how he was behind Udoka and went off on the Celtics organization again. Now, here's the crazy thing. He deleted that tweet like 24 hours later, came back on the show and said, dude, I talked to some people in the Celtics organization. He said it is 10 times worse than what you're thinking it is.
There was a report that came out today, and apparently the woman staffer was making all of the flight plans for Nia Long to come in when she traveled away from Boston. So they were fucking around her schedule. Like they knew her schedule and they were tapping around it. That's crazy.
No, Udoka is an idiot. This is what I've been talking about, this culture that dudes can't keep it in their pants. I don't know what it is.
It's an NBA culture.
That culture is poisonous. It's NBA, NFL, MLB.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as NBA. It's not as bad as NBA.
Negroes can't keep that 12-inch python in your pants.
Once I'm naked, I could disappear.
You got to hear Ryan Russillo talk about it. Ryan Russillo talk about it, and he said, like, you know, he's close to like players in the league, and he said, I just think the NBA culture is not a culture of monogamy. He goes, it's almost to a point where the players they almost feel sorry, like they don't understand it, like they lack the understanding of monogamy in the NBA culture, because it springs up from like even in college, right? Being a basketball player in college. And then once you get to the NBA, it just blows up more. And he talked about like guys he know that play in the NBA. He won't give up names, but he was like, look, I know a guy who told me, look, I got my girlfriend, just my girl, this and that. And I got my wife. He said, here's the crazy thing. I've had 2 girlfriends that were stolen from me by players on the team. They have no idea mahogany. He's like, I'm mad about it, but it's natural. It's normal. Yeah.
There's no secret to it, because
no secret when you work in the athletes, because the ticket guys have to make sure that they place the girlfriend away from the wife when she comes to the games. I mean, it's no secret to these things, but the NBA is really lacking a culture of monogamy because of how easy it is for them. Brandon, you played the wrong sport. you would have been happy younger playing basketball. Imagine in college, who got more women in college, the football players or the basketball players?
It depends on the position.
I mean, let's be real. Who got more pussy?
Centers did not get much pussy.
No. Even the quarterback didn't get as much as basketball players. I was around both, and I'll tell you who got most. The basketball.
Y'all had a shitty quarterback.
No, I agree with that because
our quarterback was still tapping somebody he shouldn't have been tapping. He still got some good ones, but not as much as the. In fact,
football players are more like they're more Christian based. It's like a.
Okay, now you're going far.
No. It's kind of like family. The way they do stuff together, blah blah blah. We're gonna pray, and they still have that concept.
It's not called gang rape. It's called family rape.
It's also because football players spend most of their time. There's a lot of time and effort to go on football. Basketball is a couple hours of practice. You're back out. Yeah. Right? You're back out. You don't have to worry about.
That's what I'm saying. The work culture is a little different.
It's the work culture, and it's basketball has a party culture. And I'll tell you this, Brandon, the basketball players scraped up compared to football players. And look, the quarterback when I was at Cal, not the third quarterback. So figure out the years. I was there in 94. So the third starting quarterback when I was at Cal, the shittiest one out of all of them while I was at Cal, he was left-handed. I'm just going to say that. He got some grade A woman that he shouldn't have got. She was on the gymnastic team. I was also a gymnastic group, so I knew all the biz. And she had a boyfriend. And she was gorgeous. He had no business being with her. She would cheat on her boyfriend with him. And she was with her boyfriend from like high school or something. And so I don't want to drop names. I remember names. When we stop recording, I'll lay names on you guys. You can look it up. But anyway, even though he got fat and he was the shittiest quarterback out of all of them when I was at Cal, it was no alleged. He got it. It was no alleged. No. Alleged for people that don't know.
I'm just saying.
No. I'm saying out loud. It was not alleged. I know. 100% sure. And so even with all that, the basketball players still scrape. There's a whole different culture around basketball.
This is why I kind of like what Aisha Curry is doing. She knows that her man is sought after, so she goes take pictures with porn stars. A la Wesley Pipes.
I feel like you're making a joke here, and we just ain't laughed yet.
Wesley Pipes. Jared, bring up the Wesley Pipes and Aisha Curry piece.
I hope that our audience laugh at that joke, Pedro.
There's a picture of Wesley P next to Aisha Curry, and we talked about it on this show.
Oh, we did?
Yes.
Man, we really didn't. It didn't enter in my head either, Pedro. I hate to say.
Oh my God! Of all people.
I mean, it's Aisha Curry, man. You know what, man?
I'm just like the way she takes care of business. You know, her dude's off after.
Steph Curry's in love with her. I mean, I think that's like an old college sweetheart. You know, this weekend I was reminiscing about an old college sweetheart that I still have some. You know, there's always something residual there. He's in love with her, this and that. He could do better. That's why I don't get all hyped on Aisha Curry. I'm like, man, this is not how I do that. All I was saying. To figure out what I was saying there.
All right. Well, let's get into.
Now, Pedro like Aisha Curry because she light skin. He like them light skin hoes with some hair.
What was our conversation? Oh, Ime Udoka.
Well, probably had to do with light skin. So why you feel sorry for Nia Long, Jared? Tell me that. Why you over here feeling bad for Nia?
I wouldn't say I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her if she wasn't on the Jada Pinkett Smith, you know what I'm saying, hype. Then I would feel bad. I do feel bad for her. And you know, I think it's one of those things where it's a tough thing. He over there cheating on her. Now, I get that she should understand the NBA thing and know that that's a real possibility and not be surprised by it.
You never thought a coach, though.
Yeah, he wasn't a former player.
He was a former bench warmer.
But regardless, you get into nice places. You know what I'm saying? You're able to get into nice places. You got money. You got more money than just some random people, right? And so you're in places where women also, this other thing, there are women that travel to go to places where they know players and team, people affiliated with the team are going to be, and they hang out. Like Urban Meyer. We realized after
he was in his
3 weeks of football that he was the problem last year. Not only was he a bad coach, he's a worser human being. But he was maybe a worser coach. You might question
that he was.
They 2-1 right now. The Jaguars are 2-1. Breaking news.
They 2-1 and they look like an actual football.
And they beat some teams that have playoff experience / expectations, right?
It actually looked like they practicing offense.
They look like they practicing and not trying to.
Urban Meyer was practicing offense.
Yeah,
women in the organization.
I want to hump you at the Applebee's. It's DJ night at Applebee's.
My fake Applebee's.
And that white man gonna get another job.
I hope not. I read articles that they don't think he's unhireable.
I want him to be unhireable.
These universities need to be held accountable. Anyways,
man, these universities gonna be knocking at that honky's door.
Well, yeah, no, I do feel bad for Nia Long, and I feel as though, I hope this gets resolved.
I feel bad
quickly.
for her too, but I'm not in that whole black Twitter.
I don't.
No, I wasn't as much. I was just, joshing. But seriously, though,
I don't feel bad for her. Basketball player, former basketball player. She knows the culture. I don't feel sorry for her. Too bad.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It has to be in the public spotlight, and that's.
I don't feel sorry for any
public person, Jerry. She made a lot of money being a public person.
And so did Brett Favre, that motherfucker.
Any woman that marries a basketball player, that's on you, buddy.
The one other player that I think, definitely shouldn't even be on here. Like, is there a need for there to be even Jay Cutler on here? Like, we know.
Yeah,
I didn't even see his name.
It's all kind of dudes on there, man. I was like, wait a minute.
What? Jay Cutler, come on. Why waste everybody's time?
Why waste our time? And one person that is a sleeper is my boy, my favorite coon, John Coon. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just because he had 50,000 white people in a Nordic setting screaming coon.
All right. What's going on? Coons are trying to get into school. Coons? Well, raccoons trying to get on our back porch. Mama just chasing them off with a broom.
Not raccoons, you idiot. Niggas. And they want to go to school with us.
With us? They do?
So,
There go Jared. That was Jared favorite, man. He got them to scream coon, so I'm all in.
I never heard coons scream so much at
Jared
once.
Hoping they can harvest his
in
sperm.
a pumpkin spice stadium.
Harvest his sperm and mix it with WNBA players to create these super athletes.
We call them super coons.
Super coons, and this hopefully they play everything. And I want to commentate gymnastics coon, bobsledding coons.
We could just provide the U.S. Olympic Committee with athletes on athletes, and
it's full of coons.
So
we need a coons.
Can I get a breaking news sounder?
Breaking news, please.
Okay. Jimmy Garoppolo, there's a reason why he's a backup. Hey, man.
I saw that ball hit straight at the dirt.
No. Not only that, no, he threw a completion, a long completion, right?
Uh-huh.
Dude caught it. But guess what? When he threw that ball, his eyes was closed again.
That cherry turned to a pumpkin real quick.
And they went in.